Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the Four Job Fiesta. It's Bub here, and last time I took Angels to Tycoon Castle. Now we're heading to Worus Castle to warn the king there about the machine that amplifies the water crystal. This is the Castle of Worus. Alright. There's a lot to do in this castle. We're going to explore it all, but we're not going to do everything we can. So, there's a rumor that the treasure sleeps in the basement of this thing. And that other guy said that Worus is protected by the power of water. Now that basement has a really tough enemy, and the guard on the left is going to talk about it. The water purified by this crystal flows from the tower north of the castle. If you run into a monster called Gorgamicia, you're done for. That monster is really, really tough, so we're not going to go in the dungeon where that monster is. We're in this little storage room. There's a lot of stuff in these like pots. Legend says the ice Esper Shiva was frozen in here, so that's another part of the thing that we're not going to go into. Shiva, being ice elemental, is weak against fire. We'll have fire spells when we get a red mage, which is our next job. So we'll come back to get the Esper Shiva. Not that we can use Shiva in this playthrough because we don't have a summoner. How can I continue research on the crystal with just these books? I'd be able to make some progress if only I could see the books at the ancient library far to the west. That's a clue of where we're going to be going later. Not exactly right after this, but a little bit later. Touch that button, we get a secret passageway here to talk to another scholar. According to this book, Esper Shiva was shielded in water purified by the crystal. And we can't read any of those books, so unlike some Final Fantasies. So let's head on back down. We've got some more places to explore. About here. And we go down to here, to this little area. We've got a lot of places to go here. So if we go out this way here, this will take us to a tower in the back. And this tower in the back is where we can find the Esper Shiva. As I said, we're not going to fight Shiva right now. We're going to wait until we get a red mage and can cast Shiva's weakness, the fire spell. But we just want to come back here. Like I said, there's no point in coming back here because we won't be able to use Shiva, but we're 100% in the game, so we're going to get everything there. So, plus we can, when we fight Shiva, she's like a boss, so we'll get some good AP. And the red wizard costs a lot of AP to master that job. Because their final ability, dual cast, is 999, the max amount of job points. So, this is the basement to... There's 3 treasures down here, but every time you every encounter that you meet down there is with that Gorgamish enemy, and they always back attack you, and they hit really, really hard, and we really have no way to damage them. So, we're gonna have to come back later to grab those treasures. Luckily, there's not anything really important, so there's one good accessory, money, and then a spell that we'll never be able to use that the Time Mage can only use, so that's just an outside to the moat. And then we got the dungeon down here. We're told not to listen to any of these people, but we're going to do something that I haven't done in any of the other Final Fantasy Fiestas. So that guy said that the king is forgiving, but he still punishes people, so if we tell this guy we're not going to let him out, he calls us a joke, but if we say we're going to let him out, he goes crazy. And he goes running around, and he passes out. Blunk. He's so excited, he passed out. He passed out, let's leave. Now this wolf, on the other hand, we can let him out. Now, if we let him out, there will be a treasure later on that we won't be able to get, because he'll steal it, but it doesn't count towards your treasure rating, so we can still get a 100% treasure rating. But yeah, in all the other previous Fiestas, I did not let him go. But one of the treasures he takes is the whip, Blitz Whip, which is an electrical whip. It has the thunder element attached to it, but we can't have any characters that use whips in this playthrough, so there's no use for us to have that whip. So if we get in here, unfortunately the door locks. We just gotta wait a little bit, and eventually after we wait a little bit, the door will open. Oh, whew, it was only busted. We better stay away from that one. Yeah, we shouldn't even talk with that lone wolf guy, but oh well, doing something different, so. Alright, now let's go back and talk with the king. Nothing over on the left here, but head straight up is the king's throne room. Once you step up, where this cutscene takes place. Wife, it isn't Princess Lenna. King Worus, it's been a long time. Please stop amplifying the power of the water crystal immediately. You must be kidding. We can't do that. Thanks to the crystal, we can all live in wealth and abundance. But if you continue, the crystal will shatter. I heard about the wind crystal. But we can't be sure the same will happen to the water crystal. And the people will be against it. We're in no situation to be taking chances. Uh-oh. Something ominous is about to happen. What was that? Hey, it's another meteor. One crashed near Tassel Tycoon before the wind crystals shattered. Is the water crystal about to shatter? Because now another meteorite's coming. It crashes to the tower to the northwest, where we weren't allowed in, where the water crystal's at. Your Highness, a meteor has fallen near the tower. What? Quickly, gather the soldiers, head for the tower. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, but this is very urgent business. Princess Lenna, let's discuss this again at a later time. Let's go. And we should go too. But let's go check over here. This is the king's room here. Obviously the king isn't going to be there because he just left, but he'll be here later on. So we're going to talk with him later here, but let's just check out his bedroom. Looks pretty nice. And now the game is directing us to the tower, to the northwest. So let's head out there. We'll have to go pick up our, we want to pick up our, Hiryu to fly there. We can walk there, but why walk and get random encounters? There is a random encounter that we want to get outside. So, wasn't that one. But up around the tower area, we can run into the Gorilla enemy that we were told was really nice. And he's an enemy that gives no experience, so if you're like looking for keep below levels but gain job points, you can just fight this guy and he basically does nothing. He's weak against all elements, so he's pretty easy to defeat. And he's around the area around the tower, so we're just going to walk around the tower here a little bit, hopefully get into that encounter. And the capture card messed up there a little bit, but it's okay. Here he is, a Gorilla. As you can see, he has weakness to everything. He has a lot of hit points, but he's not going to hurt us. So we just whack away at him. And he will fall, and we'll gain no experience, but we'll get the job points, so. There we go. So, yep, one job point. That's all he gives. No money or anything, so. Alright, let's head into the tower. And now the guards are knocked out. Gorilla suddenly went wild around the tower. The king chased after him. There's a strange warrior. I've never seen him before. Gorilla's never attacked humans before. Uh-oh. We just fought a gorilla. This is a short little dungeon. There's quite a few of these type towers in this game, where they're like short dungeons. The towers are thin. They have like lots of floors, but not each floor is relatively small. So, two new enemies there. The wyvern is the dragon in the front. The patasul is the one in the back there. Nothing too deadly here. There is one enemy that you can learn magic from, but you can also meet it in the Shiva's tower. That's where we'll meet it, because we don't meet it going up this thing. But there's these frogs. If you run into the frogs, you don't want to leave one of them by themselves, because if you leave them by themselves, they will cast the pond course, and that can turn your characters into toads. Now, if you have a blue mage, you want to learn that spell, because you can use it against Gorilla up here, the boss of this tower. You mute Gorilla, and then you can turn him into a frog, and then the battle's basically over. Because he can't hit you when he does like 1 damage when he's a frog. Yeah, Gorilla's only going to use physical attacks. He has 1 special physical attack, but we have knights. And so basically, like, this battle is basically impossible to lose with knights. So, 2 new enemies here, the Ice Soldier and the Recalled Mage in the back there. It'd be nice if he dropped the Flame Rod, because then we already have an Ice Rod. If we had a Flame Rod, when we get the Red Mage job, like the Ice Rod, the rod will increase the elemental damage of the corresponding elements. So if we got a Flame Rod, our red mage's fire spells will do more damage. And we want that to happen because, like I said, we're going to be fighting Shiva eventually, so... We're not going to heal ourselves up too much here, because the way to kind of beat Garula is if you have low hit points, at least with a knight. So... Oop, I accidentally pressed the up button again. So I climbed up the thing, but... We'll just hop back down. We'll do some more vine climbing a little bit later on. Let's head on up. If you do get turned into a frog, the Maiden Kiss turns you back into your person. So let's head on up. As you see, it's a very small little tower. So, just those 5 new enemies. Like I said, the frog though, we can meet in Shiva's tower, so we're not too worried about running into it. So. Alright, here we have 3 options. The center one takes you to a dead end, left takes you to some treasure, right takes you to some treasure and advancements. So, let's go up to the left first, grab this silver ring. It's an accessory, but none of our characters can use it. It's weird. It's the only knight job that we have that can't use it is the knight job. So yeah, we select it and see monks, thieves, black mages, white mages, and blue mages can all use it. Knight, not so much. But we'll just sell it, so get some money. Right is the way forward. Center will just take us to the center platform there, which is a dead end. Right down the middle. Grab an ether. And straight ahead is the boss. Like I said, if you don't have knights, you may want to heal. But we would actually kind of have... the invincible strategy basically is if all your characters are in low hit points, or all but one. And that's what I'll kind of be doing here. So... Hey, there's Garula and that warrior. Garula's being controlled. We can't let him break the crystal. Unfortunately, he's no match for the Garula, but we are. Stand guard. So Garula only uses physical attacks. He hits pretty hard. He has one attack, Rush, and that does hit point drain. That's the only one we really have to worry about. But basically what we can do is we can end up having one of our characters do the guard command, and then that will reduce all physical damage to that character to 0. And then if any of the other characters get down to critical hit points, the character that's guarding will jump in front and block for them and take 0 damage from all the attacks. And we'll see that a little bit later here. Like I said, the only thing you have to worry about is that rush attack, because if that hits you, it causes a hit point drain. So your hit points will drain like over time, like each of your turns. So, yeah, even though Galuf took no damage there, he's losing 2 hit points basically like almost every tick. So, it eventually wears off though. So, we have Faris guard in there. So she's not going to take any more damage unless she gets hit by one of those rush attacks. And Angels just got hit there. But yeah, as long as you have, like I said, one character doing that guard, and they're not in critical hit point range, they will jump in front of anybody else who's in critical hit point range and take the hit for them, and because they're guarding, they'll take 0 damage. So we'll see that eventually here, so... Yeah, Faris is in critical hit point thing, so Angels jumped in front of her, but he took some damage, but he wasn't using the guard command. But if Angels was using the guard command, then he would jump in front, take no damage, and we'll see that there if somebody uses the guard command. And now with in front of Lenna and Galuf, so we have Angel's guard. And he jumps in front of Galuf, who's targeted. He takes the hit, and he takes 0 damage because he's guarding. And so he would have just done that for Lenna and for Faris too, so yeah. And then the other one who's on guard, they just whack away at Garula, so that's an easy way to win Garula. The crystal. That's pretty much how the low level playthrough beats Garula. Have somebody as the knight and covering the other 3 characters who are in critical hit point range. We were too late. And this warrior is going to block our way out. This forces us to get the crystal shards. All the crystal shards. So Galuf, Oh, he knows who Galuf is. You know who I am? Sir Galuf. I wasn't able to save the crystal. I'm sorry. Tell me, who am I? Protect the fire crystal. Ugh. Galuf's like, must be a general or something. He's got like a rank, sir. Do him. We'll learn who Galuf is later. A lot of mystery around our heroes. The shards of the crystal, are they lending us their power? Yep, he's dead, so we can't go out that way. In order to get out, though, now, we have to gather all the crystals, and then we'll get a secret exit that will appear after we grab all the crystal pieces. Well, I should say almost all the crystal pieces. That one crystal piece up there, we won't be able to get that. That's the mine job. We have to get that much later in the game where we can access this tower again. But for now, we can't reach that crystal. It's on a platform that's elevated, and there's no stairs to get to it. So... But uh-oh. The tower is sinking. And getting all the crystals opens up this secret passageway. And we're able to escape the tower right as it sinks. But we're not out of the water yet, literally. Thankfully, though, we're going to have a little savior here to help us out. Hey, it's Sildra! She's still alive! Sildra! And, Sildra's going to eat us all. Sildra, you're alive! But it's going to be like Jonah and the whale in the Bible. Sildra's not going to eat us. Just carry us in her mouth and then put us on the shore. We're not the shore of Nineveh, but put us on the shore outside where we had our Hiryu parked, so. Sildra spits us all out. Good girl. Sildra! Speaking of good girls, I got my daddy's petting my sister right now. Sildra, use the last of your power to save us. Sildra, don't die. We'll see Sildra again. So, it's okay. She'll be back. Sildra, thank you. Sildra! I remember they were raised basically like siblings. And then we get this little morning scene, I guess. And we end up outside where our Hiryu is located. So we can take that and fly back to Worus Castle to talk with the king and see what he has to say now that the crystal has been destroyed. That's what we'll do in our next episode. Take care, have a good day. Bye!